Welcome to our new episode of the United Queens series. I hope everyone had a great time during the holidays in spite of the pandemic. I wish everyone could have been surrounded by their loved ones or that they could have connected with them virtually. For this episode, Anja-Vanessa Peter is joining us. She is a professional tennis player and a veteran in beauty pageants. Let's all welcome Miss Supranational Germany in 2016, Anja Peter. How are you?
Good. How are you? How was your holidays? Christmas holidays?
I'm also good. It was very pleasant. I was with my friends, so we celebrated all together. And how was yours?
Nice. I was just with my parents and family friends. So very simple because we have a lockdown here in Germany, so it's not like you can do a lot. Yeah.
That's true. So that does that mean you're back in Frankfurt, if I may ask?
Yeah. I mean, since the lockdown basically started, or since this pandemic started, I've actually been in Germany. So I came back end of Feb this year.
Nice. And how was the holidays for you?
Good. I actually cooked the Christmas dinner, so I was pretty stressed with all the things I had to prepare and cook. So yesterday and the day before that, I was just relaxing. Yeah.
Well deserved. After preparing a big meal, of course. Anyway, I have read that you are actually a professional tennis player. Can you tell me something about that?
Yeah, so I started playing tennis when I was 6 years old, and then I really, really enjoyed it. So I kept on playing and playing. And then actually, when I was 15, I actually moved to the Philippines for a year and I played SEA Games and Fed Cup for the Philippines.
Wow.
And I really wanted to become pro, but it was so hard, reaching a certain kind of level. So I think when I turned like 18, I was like, okay, I don't think I'm going to become a pro anymore. So instead, I played college tennis in the States. So I played in Hawaii for a year. And then I went back because I realized too, playing college tennis in the States, it's like everything just revolves around tennis too. And I wanted to pursue other things other than tennis, and, work maybe, whatever. So I went back to Germany and yeah, and now I'm just like playing for fun now.
Oh, that's interesting. So after going back to Germany, how did you decide to go back to the Philippines and join pageantry there, if I may ask?
Okay, so that was a coincidence too. So I think back in 2014, I was still doing my master's and I was actually about to graduate. And so I went to the Philippines for a 2-month break to like research, to do some research for my master's. And then for some reason, I kind of got stuck in the Philippines because opportunities opened up and people were like, oh my gosh, you should join pageants. And I'm like, what? No. They were like, yeah, you totally should. And coming from Germany, you know what? People don't really, they're not so into pageants. So I never really gave it a thought, right? But then people were like, go. Sige na. I was like, okay, we'll see. So I gave it a thought. And then, yeah, I just kept on extending my stay, and I decided to join Binibining Pilipinas. And then I had to I couldn't finish my studies, but then I finished my master's online. And I stayed because in order to join Binibini, you need to fulfill certain requirements.
Anja-Vanessa Peter, 26, Antipolo City.
And one of them was to live in the Philippines for at least 6 months straight. So I had to stay. And then, yeah, and then in 2015, I joined Binibini. I was one of the finalists.
Congratulations, Binibining number 22, Anja-Vanessa Peter.
And last but not least,
Congratulations.
Thank you. And then I was like, you know what? I actually kind of enjoyed it. So I joined Miss Universe Germany that same year. I became first runner-up. And then I did Miss Supranational. Germany. I became Miss Supranational Germany, and then I joined the international competition in Poland and Slovakia.
Germany!
Oh, wow. I didn't know that you joined this many pageants actually.
Yeah, I know. And then after that, I was like, okay, I'm done. Because it's kind of stressful too. I mean, especially Binibining. Oh my gosh. Like if I see girls like Pia or Catriona, whatever, joining so many prestigious pageants, I'm just like, wow, that's just like, I'm really like amazed because it takes so much work. It's so stressful, especially mentally.
Exactly. I mean, not everybody knows what happens before these actual pageants take place.
Yeah.
It's not really talked about. I wanted to ask something about what you've mentioned a while ago. Is there much big difference when you compete in Germany and in the Philippines?
Oh yeah, it's a huge difference. Well, in Germany, let's put it that way. When I joined, okay, so when I did Binibining, right, I prepared months before that. You know what? I joined like a beauty camp, and we trained every night. I did my duck walks. We did Q&A. They showed us how to do makeup. I was on a diet, and I actually had to stop because I used to be a tennis player. So they were all like, "Oh my gosh, your body looks like an athlete. Get rid of it," sort of. So I really had to like do different kinds of workouts, so to be less muscular. So I did all that preparation, and then after I did Binibining, I was like, okay, I think I'm ready for Miss Universe Germany. And even just joining Binibining, it takes 3 months. So you join the competition, right? And then you're there for like 3 months. You undergo all this different, competitions, press day, whatever. In Germany, it's only a weekend.
Oh, I didn't know.
It's just one weekend. And then when I went to that competition, no one was really prepared because these girls just joined for fun. Some never really knew how to use high heels too. So you could totally tell the difference. Like Philippines is super duper prepared and they take it so seriously. Everyone is just so like you can tell it's a competition.
Yes.
Because they really make sure, okay, what I'm gonna wear for dinner, what I'm gonna wear now, and they all look super like dressed up. I remember in Germany, some of the girls were just wearing sneakers, no makeup, and super casual because they didn't know anything about it. You know what I mean? So yeah, so that was just like, wow. And even the winner, she wasn't really like, when she won Miss Universe Germany, she still had to prepare a bit, but she didn't have enough time, to prepare too much.
Of course.
But yeah, so it's totally different. You can tell that Philippines just, they know what they're doing. You know what I mean? I think in Germany, it's just like, I don't know, it's not that important, or people still need to develop that kind of like expertise, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, we have football and they have pageantry.
Yeah, probably like that. It's just like, even when I tell people about it, they were like, oh, they have that kind of competition here. I was like, yeah. So yeah. Or I remember some other pageant competitions here in Germany. They would start in like clubs or stuff. Like they would, the competition itself would be in a club in Germany, and then they would let some random people vote.
Oh, interesting.
Exactly. And then in Philippines, it's like artistas are there, they're the judges, or like it's like
everywhere.
yeah, it's like such a big deal. So yeah, it's just funny how different it is.
Interesting. So you competed also in Miss Supranational in
Yeah.
2016, right? Can you tell me something about that experience in particular? How was it for you to compete there?
So I actually, because of course we asked the previous winners from the Philippines, because I also trained with Filipino pageant coaches. So they even told me, oh my gosh, you have to look more German. So I had to like color my hair more and whatever. And then people would tell me, okay, it's gonna be like this, and it's more like Supranational is more like a they expect more like modelly kind of walks, and it's different. So when we got there, we were like, I was super prepared with all my outfits and everything. But then for some reason, we barely had to wear nice clothes. Because we were just at the gym the whole time preparing for the show.
Oh.
The whole day we were just dancing, 8 hours of dancing, and then sometimes we would go and like go to the sauna or go swimming. Yeah, it was I didn't really expect it to be like that. And even the winner, it was India. She didn't even know how to put on eyelashes, I remember.
Oh, did you help her with
Super
that?
natural. She was super natural, super like this girl next door, but pretty, of course, super pretty. But I wasn't really expecting it to be like that. And for some reason, I thought I always had to like look super good, but they don't really care too much about that. It's more about how you carry yourself. So you don't have to be always, because sometimes I would show up at the gym fully made up and like trying to look cute for the rehearsals. And I could tell they were like, you don't have to do this. Like, you don't have to look like. So if I were you, just prepare to bring a lot of gym clothes, like huge clothes. Because you don't really need to wear a lot of nice dresses or whatever, because we didn't really have that much. Like sometimes they would look at us and they were like, we would go for dinner and it's like just at a hotel with like buffet. And even then they were like, you don't need to wear heels here. We were like, really? But then of course you feel bad if you don't wear heels.
Exactly.
So you could tell there was a difference between girls. No, I'm still gonna wear my dress and they're still gonna look all pretty. And then some were just really like more casual.
More casual. Interesting. Because in the previous experience of mine, when I joined Miss Asia Pacific International, as we were told, I mean, the organizers told us, okay, you can tone down, just wear something casual because you're going to a photo shoot. Most of the candidates still were polished, like dresses, high heels. And we were told to wear sports clothes, gym clothes. So I was like, okay, so now I really have to up my game. Only have to wear dresses, jumpsuits, so outfits. So that's interesting. Thank you for this tip.
Maybe you should ask the previous people who joined maybe last year. Maybe it's a bit different, but as far as I can remember, for them, it was really just about the show. The main focus was the show, and they wanted to make sure that the show is just beautiful. So that's why we really like did a lot of rehearsals, everyday rehearsals, because for them it was like a TV show, you know what I mean, for the like Polish people.
Yes.
So that was really, really important. And you got to make sure that when the first day we arrived, or second day, we already had our prelims. So we had to do everything on our own. Like it was just they just jumped us into the cold water and we had to do it right away, and we had like a limited amount of time, so it was super, super stressful. So they did it right away at the beginning.
Were there glam teams for hair and makeup, or did you also
they have I remember they have, but yeah, so we did the first thing like right away, and then they gave us like time pressure to see how we function under pressure.
Oh yeah.
You be prepared that your prelim is going to be at the beginning already.
So before you can warm up, you're already challenged. So
yeah, sort of. And yeah, but it was, and also prepared to bring a lot of warm clothes. Like I remember we went to this really, really cool, not ice castle, ice church, but of course I didn't bring really proper boots. Like I wanted to bring something cute, right?
Of course.
But I remember just sliding all the time, and I almost tripped because, you know, my ankle boots weren't really proper ankle boots, so I was just like cold the entire time. So maybe make sure you find something that's still cute but wearable outside in the snow.
Comfortable but pretty. Yes.
Yeah, because it was really just like, yeah. So yeah.
It sounds fun. It sounds fun to be in Miss Supranational. although there are many challenges in it.
Yeah. And then I don't know, are you guys going to be in 2 different countries too?
I don't have much information about that yet.
Because
I'll
we
get back
went,
to you with that.
so the main event was in Poland, but we also went to Slovakia for a while. So we traveled with the bus for like 10 hours to Slovakia, and we trained there mainly in Slovakia.
Okay, but was the prelims in Poland?
Poland first, and then Slovakia, just to like train for the show. And
I really have to say to Miss Supranational has a great production. That's why I understood when you said, okay, rehearsals for the show.
yeah, it's really mainly just the show. Like you do maybe 2 or 3 activities besides that, but then other than that, it's just focus on the show.
Interesting. Can I ask for the last question? I would like to ask you something. What advices could you give us, like pageant enthusiasts? What could we do to prepare better with regards to self-confidence, preparation, and of course, mental preparation too?
I would say that I think it's really important you know how to like talk, because a lot of times you'll see there are a lot of pretty girls. So what distinguishes like someone from a winner is just the way they, articulate themselves. So I think it's really important to know how to prepare your Q&A, to prepare how to talk in front of people. I think that's really, really important. And I think you should know all of you are pretty. You know what I mean? Everyone is gorgeous in her own way. So just embrace that, have fun. You know what I mean? It's really important to have fun. And just enjoy the journey, you know what I mean? Because the winner who won, she was just the nicest girl. She talked to everyone. She was being herself. So I don't think you have to be too like, oh, okay, how can I look better? How can I appear better? She wasn't like that. She was really just like shining on her own kind of thing. And I think people will notice it. People will realize it anyway. So you don't really have to be like, okay, how can I look better in the picture? Okay, I want to be in the middle. No, just really like, just be yourself, be natural. Don't overdo it, I think.
Okay.
And maybe since it's all about the show, I think it's really important to have like a more like a modelly kind of walk, I think. Not too pageant. Like you can have more like Victoria's Secret. Like everyone would tell me it's like a Victoria's Secret show. It is a little bit like a Victoria's Secret show, yeah.
It was really an honor to be able to interview you, Anja. Thank you for telling us all about your experiences, sharing us your thoughts and insights. I have learned so much, and I can imagine how helpful this will be for those who have plans to join beauty pageants in the future. Let us all stay united in this difficult time and appreciate all the little things. See you soon in our next episode of the United Queen series. I am Denise Nicole, your Miss Supranational Germany 2021.